on the East Coast, which means we kick off our new Today's Special. I have an entire wall of the Today's Special right back here. It is the Marine Collagen Peptides with MSM. It is one of Andrew's favorite products to take. It's one of our favorite, my personal favorite products to take. I love this product. It is an amazing product, not only for the beauty benefits of this product, even if you are dealing with cellulite. You can't even believe the things we can talk about with this product, not to mention just the health for your cartilage, your knees, your joints, your bones. It's an awesome, awesome product. So stay tuned. I'm very excited about that. That will be happening in 30 minutes. Alrighty, but next up, a little omega-3 action for everybody.
Yes. No, we're, as I said, the greatest hits. And our omega-3s will not be at Today's Special for probably about 10 months, I believe. A little later, we'll talk about Ultimate Eye, and I think that's going to be about 10 months as well.
Yeah. This is remarkable. The average review out of Perfect 5 is 4.7 on a fish oil product.
Fish oil.
That tells you right out of the gate what is happening with that. How can people be so excited? People rave about the quality of this product, how much they love taking Andrew Lessman's fish oil. It is the best on the market. If you're gonna take omega-3s, this is the one you wanna be taking, and if you need to stock up on it, check it out. I love this so much. I picked this for my host pick. Love this product, love to tell everybody about it. 3060, 180, 360.
Other than a Today's Special, this is our best pricing ever on it.
Yep.
And what's interesting, you said, imagine, 4.7 stars. Literally the positive reviews are about 95 or 96% on this product, but for a fish oil product, and then when you think about it, ours is ultra concentrated fish oil, because our fish oil, we get more omega-3s into a small capsule than other folks get into an extremely large capsule.
Right.
I have some capsules here. Might as well we'll show these capsules here. These are the other guys' capsules. Let's look at some of those there, and some of them are even interesting colors as well.
Yeah.
But
and the funny thing
this is my capsule, which is, as you can see, whoops, my capsule flies. But as you can see, my capsule is it's about 60% the size, a little more than half the size of theirs. But theirs delivers a little over 300 milligrams of omega-3s. Mine delivers 500 milligrams of omega-3s. Also, the most important of the omega-3s is the omega-3 that comprises our brain, the macular region, and the retina of our eyes. That's the most important. Also, that omega-3 DHA, your body can convert that to EPA as it needs. EPA is not well converted to DHA. So if you're only going to focus on a bit more of one, you need to focus on DHA, again, because of brain health, eye health, and also the fact that it can become EPA if your body needs EPA. So ours is a natural form. Most omega-3s are not natural. They're usually the ethyl ester form, which as your body metabolizes it, oddly enough, delivers a little bit of ethyl alcohol to you. Trace amounts, but why would you use a synthetic form of omega-3 that delivers trace amounts of ethanol when you could just use the natural triglyceride form as we do? It's milder, it's easier on the stomach. Ours will not cause any fishy aftertaste, and ours will not cause any stomach upset. It's unlike any omega-3 product you'll find anywhere in the world.
Yeah, when you read those thousands of reviews, you hear that over and over and over again, that there is unequivocally zero. There is no fishy aftertaste whatsoever. That's what's amazing about this product. On top of the fact, if you're going to take an omega-3 product, you want to be taking Andrew Lessman's. It is truly the best. It is safe. These ingredients are tested. A lot of people have issues. They worry about fish and fish oil and where it's being derived from. And Andrew is so incredibly careful and selective to make sure that these products are extremely safe and they are of the absolute finest quality ingredients.
And beyond being safe in terms of the fact that we obviously, and we've always done this, and long ago I was accused of being a bit of an alarmist because I used to talk about contamination in fish oils. And then of course there were articles in the newspapers that said you needed to pay attention to heavy metals and organic contaminants in omega-3s, which we have always done since the day we made our first omega-3 product about 38 years ago. That was the first time we made omega-3. So we have a lot of experience doing it. What I also, all our products are made with solar energy. So why would we ever make an omega-3 product that's an insult to the environment? So we're often asked, how do we fish for our omega-3s? Are they responsibly fished? Are they environmentally soundly fished? And the answer is yes. They're third party. independently certified as being environmentally harvested. We only fish when there's no spawning going on. So everything we do in terms of how we make this product is responsible to the environment, and also, of course, responsible to you, because, again, small capsule that delivers more, easy to swallow capsule that will not upset your stomach. There is no likelihood or low likelihood of fishy aftertaste. There is no fishy aftertaste at all, absolutely zero.
Yeah, and you know what's funny? Andrew's been offering this product for over 2 decades here at HSN, and when we first started talking about it, the focus was a lot on heart health, because that's where a lot of the research was. And people, I think we all understand the importance of omega-3s for the health of our heart. But what's interesting now, and when Andrew shares the information, the brain health, the cognitive health, and the brain health involved with omega-3s that is so vitally important. Also, eye health, for the good health of our eyes, for the good health of our brain, not to mention the heart health. This gives, I mean, it is a triple threat. This has all of those incredible, you know, those ingredients that are so powerful for those 3 main focuses, and then other things. And then on top of that, it makes your skin look better. It makes your hair look better. You know, omega-3 is one of those things that once you learn about it, I can't imagine not taking it. I can't imagine anybody who, once you are armed with the information, it's pretty hard to decide not to take this.
And there are people who don't need to take this. And those people are people who on a daily basis are eating a diet rich in oily fish, whether it might be salmon or tuna, although with tuna and things like swordfish, you need to be aware of mercury levels and things like that.
So if you were on the shopping network in Japan, this probably would not be your top seller.
I've said that before, that this wouldn't have to be a principal product if I was on television in Japan, because much as we eat, say, beef and chicken here in America, in Japan they're eating fish. So the levels of omega-3s in the Japanese diet dwarf ours, just absolutely dwarf ours. So it's not even close. But again, because of the way Americans eat, we don't consume omega-3s on any kind of a regular basis at all. They are the essential fats. Our body can't make them. Our brain is made principally of DHA. That's the principal omega-3 in this product. Our brain is by weight 2/3 DHA. How could we possibly think we shouldn't supplement omega-3s when we don't get them from our diet? And as concentrated as DHA and omega-3s are in our brain, even more concentrated in the retina of our eye, in the macular region of the retina of our eye. If we care about our eyesight, how could we possibly think we shouldn't eat fish more regularly or supplement with omega-3s? There's just no 2 ways about it. So unfortunately, the way we eat dictates changes we should make in our diet, or very simple, straightforward changes we need to make with supplementation.
There we go. If you'd like to order, it had to be part of our greatest hits hour, that's for sure. So if you'd like to order yours, grab your phone. If you've already downloaded the app on your smartphone, log on to hsn.com.